everyone. Today I'll be reviewing this brand new sci-fi series just dropped on Netflix called A Girl and the Astronaut, and this series, it is from Poland. And when I read the synopsis for this show, honestly this show sounded really interesting. Sci-fi, this show's premise, especially we see in the show Nikki, who went to space like 30 years ago, like his spaceship went missing. But somehow he comes back to Earth in 2054 in his spaceship, and we see like he comes back on Earth after 30 years, and but we see in the present time like he had a girlfriend and he did had a family, and that is what I thought this show is going to be about. I guess he will wake up from his sleep and he will explore what is happening in the present day. But unfortunately, the way the show was done, for some reason, instead of this show, it is a sci-fi premise. This show is actually it's kind of like a love story slash like betrayal of friendship and relationship drama. That is what this show is unfortunately is about. Like a lot of audience will read about synopsis and they will watch it and they will be, although this show did like starts with it taking place in 2054, I think visually this show looks okay. Like I think some of the set design, I thought it's actually looked very interesting, especially the production design for this show looks interesting. However, this show does have a lot of time jump back and forth. Like you see, because you see in the young age how did Nikki, he went to the space, and his relationship with Marty in the show. So this show does have a lot of jump back and forth. But unfortunately for this show, you don't really feel like you are in the past. The way it was shot, some scene you do feel like you are in the futuristic world, but some scene feel like, oh, you are still in same world. Like it didn't change anything in 30 years. Some of the character, they don't age appropriately. I will say like they didn't age the way they should look. Like they don't look the way they should look. And what I was hoping for this show, it does happen in the last 2 episodes, but unfortunately, overall, this show, it's kind of like soap opera type. Like you go in the flashback scene, you see like how these two people meet and their backstory, which I was like, why do I care about that? I don't care about those things at all. I want to know what is happening in the present life, instead of like, I guess Marty, she is going and talking to Nikki. Like he does talk to him, but it take her long time. Like she cannot go to him, I guess, for some restriction. Once he does wake up and he try to go back to her, I like that because like, when you wake up from like this spaceship, like after 30 years, how do you react into the present life? That story of this show was definitely interesting. The other disappointing about this show is throughout the show, they hint some kind of conspiracy is going on. Like they hint us, they will show us some kind of conspiracy. But they don't really follow that through, unfortunately. This show is just this love story type soap opera. Overall, I was really let down by this show. Especially the production design was really good, honestly. This show did look like very high concept. Like it looked good, the color, everything. But the story itself and the acting is not always good. And the dubbing is definitely not that good. Overall, this show, I was really expecting something interesting. Sci-fi show did really let down me, and I didn't like it that much. Especially first 3 episodes is really bad. Like I didn't like it at all. What about, especially all this time jump scene back and forth, really confusing at a time. You're like, what is happening? Like, overall, yeah, the show could have been really good. But unfortunately, the route the director he went for this show was really disappointing. And that's my thought on this show. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this show? If you enjoyed about this review, don't forget my other reviews on other Polish and movie show I review all the time. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe until I see you next time. Please take care.